Hello, greetings. Thanks for joining us. This is Bunker, quarantine bunker. I've been in for 5 years. So welcome to all of you that just finally joined us. Those of you that some of us have been kind of stuck in the same place, probably more than 5 years. Actually, it has been, but we'll just call it 5 years. So yeah, welcome the rest of the world. So yes. Trust me, some of us you get to get away for a little bit, but you get to come back to your jail. So just the way it is. So yeah, Monday there were some slight things about uh, the airlines. Nothing too significant has happened. Uh, so nothing's really clear either at this moment. So I just sort of just ride the wave. That's the update. It's like panic if you need to panic. I imagine a lot of souls are going through hell right now. This isn't a war against the elderly. This is just out with the old and with the new. And the new, well, the new is kind of questionable also, but it's new. Oh well, nobody's perfect. Um, well, yeah, it's hard to say where things are going to go. I don't know. It's just like if you're elderly and you have an open mind. I mean, a lot of people are going to be fine from this, even if you are elderly. But there's some that are stuck in their old ways, old energies. That's why some are afraid they might die, because astrally they saw like a Grim Reaper energy. It's like you're not, they're so stuck in their old ways, they're not trying to evolve at all. Have an open mind. How about that? Just an open mind. And many just choose not to, just stay in their old ways. So it's really hard to say where any of this is going. This is very slow. Slow, like, oh, really slow. Like, it's like if you're looking for a mass arrest or whatever the hell it is, it's gonna be really, really slow. So yeah, I think I still feel mid-April things are gonna start to open up, not completely, but in some areas. I don't think they want to shut down the country because they'll really screw things up. There is a dark that would love to do it. Yeah, the dark, influence, no doubt. They'll just love every minute of it. But yes, I don't think that's gonna happen. Certain areas are hot spots, yeah, but I think Florida's gonna wing it and stay open no matter how many cases we get, because we lost a big revenue generator, which was Disney, and now we lost the Carnival cruise, the cruise stuff, so we lost that. So we lost a lot, and we're not getting tourism like we used to. So to hell with it. We'll just stay alive as much as we can. So Miami is probably going. I think they're having a slight shutdown, of course, because that's kind of a hot spot. So other way, another day in prison news. Uh, so yeah, let's just wait it out. I'm gonna go into a shadow president. I mentioned this before. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but I'll mention it again because I don't remember all details. Go into a little bit more of the presidential powers here, at least on a spiritual level. Maybe even channel the invisible president that's here. Might as well, right? Because there's different levels of. They don't let, like I said, they don't let just anybody run for president, and if they do, they don't really have any power. So there's different levels of control here that they're not going to show us. So there's different presidents, you can say, or those that are in charge, different levels, and the army general that I showed yesterday, I'll show here too in a moment. Yeah, that's there's a possibility of a government. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's there. It exists. It's showing itself, which it didn't do before. And also, this guy is connected to. I think his name is Sweeney or something. I don't know what his name is. Yeah, whatever his name is. He's also connected to NORAD. So connected to NORAD, the alien energies that are here. So what a perfect person to become president, a military president that's from Canada. That has like a 5-star general, whatever the hell he is, like Mr. Perfect. Which here shows like a lot of alien energies there. It's like, wow, this person's like perfect for this job. And he's a nice person. Is this person human? Well, what did you decide on that? Also, was going to channel the CIA about the underground government, or well, that too. Underground bases. I don't know how the CIA. I don't know. They're here. Yeah, there's different ways of going about it, but anyway, though, as we get squeezed, it's a slow squeeze. It's like, we're gonna just shoot us and get it over with. Wherever this is going. Some of those that are like in the, not channelers, but in the spiritual community that have huge followings. Some of them, not Teal Swan. Teal Swan's is, love her hater, she's a tough cookie. But that's not what I'm talking about. There's some, I'm not going to say who it is. Some are, they're light and love, and they're all these energy of whatever, but also they're not that strong either. Meaning if shit hits the fan, they're already crying already. There's two of them, the male and the female. They're separate channels. Yeah, I was thinking that these two are kind of weak people, and then I saw that they're gonna broadcast a video together on Friday. It's like, what a coincidence. It kind of fits. Yeah, they put on this persona. I mean, not to say they're bad people. Oh, the other one I'm not sure about. The guy's kind of questionable, but that's the level of spirituality people are at. You know, they have the nice place, nice, everything looks nice, everything's clean, everything's yada yada yada, and they're weak as shit. So they just are. You know, and the shit goes down when everything goes to hell. I mean, some people in the spiritual realms, nothing wrong with it, but you know, everything has to be perfect. They have the relationship. They have this. It's like some, I don't know, some reality from hell, from what I feel. I don't know, just like a perfect reality that makes you want to throw up. But anyway, I mean, not to say there's bad people or anything. It's just that, you know, they're living in this kind of bubble reality of, you know, they say all negativity is going to be released. Good luck on that. Here's a long message from the Palladians, and it's only like 2 minutes long, and it's barely anything. So, you know, whatever. So it's like softball spirituality. Not to say my stuff's anything excited about, but either way, it's like, you know, it's just, you know, it just, you see all this prettiness, but when shit hits the fan, you know, they say they're okay and not scared out of their minds, but in truth, they're scared out of their fucking minds. And it shows. It's just kind of funny. They just try to do everything they can to not think of the shit scenarios. Whether, you know, living in their perfect kitchen and their perfect house. I know I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up for a reason, just that, you know, there's a lot of bullshit out there. Let's put it that way. So, okay. Alright. Speaking of bullshit, let's see here. Where are we going? Okay. We'll go here first. How about that? Everything gone? Great. Guess nothing's working. At least I checked it. Okay, alright. This is CIA energies will be connected to, and it looks nice and friendly. You would not realize that these people are running half the freaking country. I can't even look at this thing. It's just like a kid put it together. Okay, anyway. Alright, this is the guy I was talking about yesterday. And today, I'm probably going to go into a little bit more, but this isn't the shadow president I'm going to channel. It's somebody else, but, you know, he's running NORAD also. How convenient. I mean, the guy's like, he could be an alien practically. Not that it's bad or anything, but it's just kind of interesting of the military presence that it is influencing, but behind the scenes. So, like when 9/11, NORAD kind of went to sleep, conveniently. So it's just there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, this thing's a cold. This thing has many agendas. This virus, and of course they have this little section here to make everybody feel better about themselves, I guess. And the CIA is on it, as you can see. Yeah, it might as well be a cartoon. Okay, those are new dollars. So Avatar.com. I have private sessions. Scheduler when I had a channel. Google Hangouts, Zoom channel on my phone. And I don't know where I'm at. Let me close that out. I forget where I'm at. I think I'm on the 16th. Same situation here. Every channel is a healers I do recommend. I would just offer a joint session for healing. Social network. Oops. And New Rabbit is on the stands, or it's on somewhere. I don't know if you. Yeah. Anyway, it's not an essential buy, so it's free to read if you like to. Let's see, make sure everything's running. Okay, all right. Okay, Shadow President. Okay, so when I started doing all this, I heard about like a secret president somewhere underground. Couldn't see his face. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna channel this. I feel like we could channel the CIA too. See what that. Fuck CIA. Fuck. Maybe I won't channel the CIA. They kind of fucking stupid. Anyway, yeah, it was just really hard. I connect to their energies is like a bunch of kids just with shit. I don't know. Just it's like a frat party or something like that. Or worse. Fuck. Yeah, it's remote viewing there. There's a shadow side of the CIA that I can probably take more seriously than the. Of course, it is shadow government, but there's a shadow side of it that's obviously running a great deal. The underground bases, I believe they have influence there. Obviously, can't prove anything because we live in La La Land, of course. But you never know what will come through. So, do something a little bit different. Then you won't get this anywhere else. That's for sure. This is for those that are scared, not scared of everything, and want to grow and go into a new level of consciousness. For the rest of all things, they know everything. More power to them on that. Okay, all right. So here's some strangeness, blessings, and shit. Here we go. Greetings. Realize, yes, your Americans are afraid of great deal, or your world. Not everybody, actually. We'll focus on American energies at this time. Actually, a lot of Europeans have pretty much seen it all. Even if their souls have incarnated here so many times. They just slowed things down. Lived a simple life. Some of them have. America is the land of the younger soul. And I am the presidential energy as here. Yeah, America is more of the younger soul country for incarnated souls. Notice how it is kind of childish. A different type of childishness. Of course, you have that around the world. Everybody needs some kind of relief or comedy in their life. But United States is a younger energy. So it's easier to get away with things, such as a dictatorship without calling it a dictatorship. When you don't even see the dictator. So there is one in the United States. As some of you realize that the illusion is clear. Those I wish to know that your country is no different than Britain. It's meaning that you have a a presence that's running the show, but it's unseen. Of course, Britain has a version of that too, but they kind of put it in their face because they don't care. An old lady running everything. That pretty much laughs at other old people. I bet you wish you were in my position. You know, she likes to rub it in your face, basically. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Now, if she got replaced like the Pope got replaced, she wouldn't be too happy right now. So, and there was that talk about that one time. We'll just keep replacing them. And it doesn't have to be from the family line either. We'll just do whatever the hell we want. But we kind of kept things in order. So, yes, America has its own dictatorship. What you're going through now in your illness is a rebirth, as some of you have heard. The origins of this come from human consciousness that is tired of itself. It's like putting on a new wardrobe. It's putting on a new way of looking at things. It is worn out the old ways. As many of you feel it. Most of society, once again in America, is still very young. So, what do you know about young people? Yes, they might be smart, but in the long run, they don't know shit. Isn't that the truth of it, though? Now, some young people are very smart and kind. That's not the majority, though, usually. Usually, I don't know, some I know everything group, who hasn't been there. So, what a perfect place to run the world in a country that thinks it knows everything. And its ignorance, its ego, it's, and it's being, elites know how to entice an ego with sexuality, money, indulgence. Why do you think your celebrities are living in $1 million houses? The envy of money. Now, if your country is more down to earth, your celebrities are living in like a $200 apartment. Good luck with that, but some of you actually like people like that. Most don't. The more spectacular, the better, right? We have to put on a big show to keep the show going, basically. Yeah, multi-millionaire movies that make no sense. It's once again the envy of wealth. It doesn't always work, but it usually does. And that's the young soul energy. So they're easy to control. It's worked out pretty well so far. Europeans, not so much on that one anymore. Basically, the rest of the world is pretty much not on that one. It's just usually America. But not all Americans, of course. Just a big enough group. So, how your military gets away with it makes sure the entertainment world is fully activated. Now, things are changed. People have to entertain themselves. People have to look at themselves. What is in store is new rules. Is this going to be your alien enlightenment? Yes. They are all around. They've been waiting for this for a long time. Of course, they can't go into details. Is this an alien coup? Not really. But this is also leading up to an alien visitation eventually. But obviously you gotta realize who the aliens are here. And some of them are making themselves more known, if you wish to see it. So it's not going to make itself clear. Because most humans don't want to know. No, depending. Word hasn't got fully out yet. But this all goes into chapter 1, change society. Chapter 2, more alien awareness eventually. They're going to have the secret files. It's basically, do you want to activate yourself to see more of us around you? Now, realize most of society isn't psychically aware, even if they use the abilities all the time. They're constantly using it. But they don't want to know themselves fully. That is a route that many aren't wishing to go into. Many are getting forced into that. It's like you have a period to know yourself. If not, you have this way to go or that way to go. It's up to them. So change is on the way. Yes, this will probably take 6 months to fully implement. Not that you'll be out of work and all that for that long time, no. But some areas like New York remember, New York, San Francisco, even Seattle, they all have a timeline changes. They change things for your planet. San Francisco is connected to your tech industries, timelines. So, look at people as timeline energies. Make it easier to see all of this. Of course, you might not be able to see the future very clearly. Because there's several. There's peaceful futures and there's not so peaceful futures. And also, your reptilians are trying to control many right now. The old guard, that's the thing. The old guard is being retired slowly, too. Of manipulating your society through conspiracy, weaponized conspiracy theories. Your Illuminati works through the mind. It weaponizes the mind. It imprisons the mind. It creates cancer through the mind. It does a lot with the mind. In your mind, you can put yourself in a FEMA camp, put yourself in prison, and there won't be a FEMA camp anywhere near you, or soldiers on the streets. Words put out the scenario, activate. They know who they're activating too, because some of them came from those worlds. Correct. Some came from prison worlds. Those that are afraid of the prisons came from prison realities. Go from one to the other. So not everybody here is from this planet. Some come from, you go from one prison planet to another. Now, those that are in that fear capacity, it's for good reason. There's a lot of healing there, but if they're not ready to heal, they're just going to drive themselves crazy. Sometimes you have to just drive yourself nuts until you hit rock bottom. That's how it works with that. New York City is a major turning point for your world. You see all those disaster movies in movies. Now, it's not a disaster zone. It might look like that, but it is. It's just clearing out the old vibration. It's renewing itself. It will become cleaner when it wishes to be. Many like it just dirty because it's the old ways of doing it. It's old-fashioned. It will be clean one day. That right there will probably give people heart attacks just by thinking that. San Francisco is your Illuminati hub. You'd think New York would be, but it's actually more San Francisco. They do all their work in New York. San Francisco is your elites. Hidden in plain sight, usually hidden. They hide behind your tech companies because they invent timelines, AI futures. SpaceX is being invented there, actually. It's just basically a Illuminati laboratory. Your New York takes that information, builds it, creates it, sends it about. California, certain places do the same thing. New York is really where the testing ground, everything. So, as energy, what I am is deep undercover, basically. Hidden within the military, not to be seen by you. Now, yes, of course, there's alien energies, alien realities deep underground. Eventually, it will be seen here on the surface. As there's another world, of course, underground. But they don't see you as anything. Or they don't even know you even exist, for that matter. And those that do know you exist only care that you exist to see you as the little people of this planet. The worker class, no matter the wealth. They see wealth or just take advantage of it. is use it against you. So your cartels are government cartels are underground. So, and it's kind of like you see those movies where you're in an underground city and you break out and you go run around and find, the world, and it's like, what kind of place is this? That does exist. But usually they're found. Or just found crazy, one of the two. They're usually hunted down pretty good. So those dystopian stories you've heard are true. And it does happen. But remember, a lot of them are chipped. So you find a way of, shutting them down. So what we see, too, many remember your secret space programs. Also, your underground programs will be awakened among many, or a few, whoever it might be, it wishes to be, of what's really going down there. Because eventually they're going to be more surface. Not yet. They don't want to be known. They want you out of their business. And not that you can find them anyway. But your shadow government is definitely in the shadows. But they don't see your world as all that significant. As a playground. Because in Shadow World, they have everything they need. Self-indulgence, there is some luxury, but not like your world. It is done in a way where it's peaceful and not just lost. Souls there actually know themselves better, and you're taught to know yourself better. Unlike your surface world where nobody knows who the hell they are. They expect people to get pulled into drugs and alcohol to be lost. Shadow government, they know better. They're taught to know better. It is a military style world, yes, but not necessarily of the negative. Some of it actually feel it's better. Yes, it is kind of ignorant, it is arrogant in some ways depending on the person. But it's not always that way. Some have sympathy for your reality, but there's nothing they can do. Many do know about it, your reality, but they don't want to get involved. It's against the rules, they don't connect to you. And it's like the whole life will go to hell. What's the point in it? So, this world, the two worlds are going to have to collide eventually. Your CIA is a kid's farm. It's for new recruits of your shadow elites, yes. For your shadow governments. Your public CIA is similar to your public presidents, kind of not the real deal. The shadow of CIA is called something else. It is, your NORAD is actually more together than your CIA, but it's shadow government operations within your CIA, of course, to pretty much keep humans out of their stuff, basically. And the world script agenda is, of course, within the shadow governments. It's to give you an example. You see a projection of the earth, cities, countries, and they plot things out, create timelines. Why? Because they are timeline watchers, creators. Now, some of them, do they have Atlantean connections? More Knights Templar connections, but yes, Atlantean, but it's mostly Knights Templar. Beyond your Illuminati, the Illuminati is for your society to connect with, but this goes deeper. Your Illuminati is just for you to, give it an outside point of view, but there's another side that can terrify you, you can say. It's not always there. For basic, once again, you're dealing with souls that know more about themselves. Doesn't always mean they know themselves psychically better. Some do, but they just know who they are. They're trained that way. They're raised that way. Your society raised a kid. Do they know who the hell they are? Parents usually don't know what the hell they are. Of course, that's an insult to the parent, and they don't want to hear it. And that's kind of the idea. It's an adolescent reality that you're living right now. Now, it doesn't go for everybody, but it goes for quite a few. So, society is still figuring itself out, correct? So, once again, yes, CIA, we don't take them too seriously. They do get in our way, and they pay for it. But they do kind of intimidate your current government system. So intimidators, you can say, but it is intelligence, energy. Basically, it's kind of like, I guess you can say they're kind of like the shadow government's Google in some ways, because we send them different places. Then you have a lot of information. Of course, the NSA does too. Imagine them all locked in together, and we just dial in to where we want to. We do run the show though, in secret. Now, what are we called? We're not going to go into the details of that. But basically, we're not to be afraid of. You don't have to be afraid of us. Some are, of course, because some do intimidation. Realize we know your world better than you know it. But when you want to understand our energies, we're welcome to that. But realize, yes, we have a military that can wipe out anything practically. Not that we will, but we can. It's a world military, basically. All world countries are all connected. There is a fight among, yes, it happens, but not. There's always going to be skirmishes. Some want to break free out of it. They don't want to be part of your reality, but they do want to run the shadow government reality. And that doesn't go so well. Yes, a world within a world, basically. And yes, we are in third dimension, normally. But we are a little bit more of our senses, let's put it that way. So to give you more of an idea of what you're dealing with. Now, understanding us will probably, not intentionally to scare people, but many are. You can tap into our energy, it's not that difficult. As long as you heal the ego, we're easy to see. Right. Let's see. Yeah, that's something like that. It's like energy of, how do you describe something like that? It's, I would say it's like similar to like the villain in Doctor No or a James Bond movie, similar to that. But one that's not there to cause turmoil, but could. Something like that. And they just have a more understanding, of themselves. And not that they're here to. There's a good side and a dark side to it, of course. But you'd be surprised how much neutral energies are there. Connected to these guys. Well, they know about all of this. They know about everything that's happening on the surface. Enough. So, obviously, keep us running around and yelling at each other keeps us out of their business. So once we start growing up from that and know about them, it becomes easier. Of course. Interesting. I don't know. All right. Well, that's a piece of it. So, all right. Much love.